Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a general reading on sexuality with the questions of how can I enhance my sex life? How or what do I need to know about my sexuality? What energy will spice up my sexuality? And how can I entice my lover? There are timestamps in the pinned comments. The deck information is in the description box. There's also information for my Instagram for free tarot layouts and yes, no, maybe readings on Fiverr. There's a link there. On my channel, if the camera zooms in on a card, we pull clarifiers for it. There's also the box for what's in the box. Intuition is very important, so you use your intuition to figure out what's in the box, and also because this is a general reading, you use your intuition to find out if it actually fits in your situation. But it's like buying a shirt. You don't want to buy one that doesn't fit. So if it doesn't fit for you, don't try to make it fit. So the piles today are the letter P, the letter D, and the letter R. All right, so let's get started. And I also threw a yes, no, maybe card in there for anybody who wants to ask a yes, no, or maybe question during their reading. So we'll start with the letter P. All right, we're already pulling a clarifier for group one. Okay. So we have, how can I enhance my sex life? What do I need to know about my sexuality? What energy will spice up my sexuality? This is the yes, no, maybe card. Then this is what can I do to entice my lover? And then this was the clarifier that got pulled. So how can I enhance my sex life? The card that pulls up is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess has a lot of intuition. The High Priestess is somebody who they trust themselves. They trust that gut feeling that they have. They know that there's more to the story. They really pay attention. So the way that you can enhance your sex life is by embracing your intuition. Right. And then what do I need to know about my sexuality? We got the reverse Knave of Pentacles. So that's the Page of Pentacles in the Rider Wyatt deck. And for the reverse, that's about a kid that, like an immature person who's getting some bad advice. So really, with your sexuality, you need to know that some of the things that you think about sex or how you kind of were educated when you were learning about sex is incorrect. So there are things that have never really worked out well for you with your sexuality, and that's because of the education you received regarding sexuality. There are a ton of YouTube channels that talk about sexuality in a very educational way, so they're not like vulgar or crass or anything. I feel like people in the past have accused you of being a prude. And it's basically because you're not stepping out of your shell with your sexuality. So what energy will spice up your sexuality? It pulled up the goddess of the moon. So getting into your goddess energy will really help you. I have a reading out about your goddess energy and how to enhance that and how to step in it. And then the moon, like in the Rider Wyatt deck, the moon is about like secrets and things that are hidden, which really ties into that High Priestess. So then the clarification card that came up was the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is usually involved in a reading, especially about sexuality, because it has to do with like a wake up call or clarity coming in, things finally making sense. And so, if you are able to step in the energy of finding your goddess energy and enhancing that, it's really going to help you get to the point where things are just clear for you. Because even in this picture, there's a romance angel up here. They're tied with that red or that scarlet cord. Like, there's some things that can really step up for you if you are able to get in the energy of being a goddess when it comes to your sexuality. And some of you are already on that path, and that's why it's kind of pulling up some clarity later. We'll come back to that. So the next one is, how can I entice my lover? You got the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is about being exhausted and having too much responsibility. And in this picture, like, the lover is out here with somebody else, and the sword has knocked over her cup. Her emotions are all over the ground. So a way to entice your lover is by just letting go and moving on from the things that aren't working for you, because then you'll be free to have that good sexual relationship with yourself. So the clarity on that of Page of Pentacles was the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is someone who speaks her truth, and she talks about the things that are true to her. This really would fit in a lot with a healthy sexual relationship, because she's willing to tell her sex partner what she wants. And honestly, if you're able to get into your own sexuality and talk with yourself about what you want, you'll be able to carry that over to a partner. And it is 5 minutes and 55 seconds. So 555 is a number of completion, or like completing a certain cycle in the whole array of things. So for your yes, no, maybe card, the answer is yes, certainly. Get out of your own way. Your chosen path is your best path. And I have noticed that usually when two cards come up, it's because there's two sets of watchers. So for some of you, that pulled up the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is about things being tested, boundaries being tested, your courage being tested. So this question that you asked specifically, the answer is yes, but a little more clarity is, for some of you, this question came into your life to assist you with gaining clarity. And then wow, that's really interesting. For some of you, the answer is the reverse Ten of Wands. So they're right next to each other, but you guys are in very different places with it, because the reverse Ten of Wands is about saying no and having freedom. So some of you are lightening up, you're moving on, you're looking about sex because you want to have a better sex life. Some of you are like, oh, I'm going to stay in this. All right. So for the people who were doing the reverse Ten of Wands, oh, the clarity that came up very dramatically bent it a little bit, was the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is basically saying, you know, you have a desire for long-term security, but you are afraid of changing. So you need to really find your sexuality and what you want. You need to get into your High Priestess energy and find out exactly what you are specifically looking for, and that will really bring that enhancement to your sexuality that you're looking for. All right. So I'd love to hear what's going on in your sex life. For those of you who chose the letter P, you had a lot of information come up about you specifically in the relationship. So I would really love to read your comments and find out exactly what is going on. And then also, you know, like and subscribe, because I do a lot of like sexual energy readings, because I think sexuality is very important. So I look forward to hearing more from you. All right, and this is for the people who chose the letter D. So this is about your sexuality. How can I enhance my sex life? What do I need to know about my sexuality? What energy will spice up my sex life? Then we have a yes, no, maybe card for you for general. And then how can I enhance my lover? All right, so how can you enhance your sex life came up as the Hangman. So the Hangman is the card that talks about finding things from a different perspective, usually a perspective that is not your own. It's also about like self-sacrifice and seeing things from someone else's point of view. So the thing that can enhance your sex life is, the majority of you are in relationships, and in those relationships you can see things from the other person's point of view and what they're looking for. You may have a lover who's asking you to do something sexually that makes you uncomfortable, and this card is basically saying it will enhance your sex life if you at least explore this with your person. So then the next card, which is What do I need to know about my sexuality? That one came up as the reverse chariot. So the reverse, excuse me. The reverse chariot is about losing direction, not having an idea of where you're going. So the thing that you need to know about your sexuality is because you're not really communicating with your partner, your sex life is kind of all over the place. Like sometimes you enjoy it, sometimes you don't. You guys are almost like haphazardly happening upon good sex sometimes. And it's really a communication issue that's going on. It's actually not even a communication issue, it's a comprehension issue because your partner and you are not communicating in a way that the other person even understands what's going on. So, the energy that will spice up your sexuality is Door to Spirit. So, the Door to Spirit card is about tapping into your spirituality. It's like there's a door in front of you and you can walk through it and get a whole nother viewpoint. So I know a lot of times with sexuality and like religion or the way that a lot of people were raised, you can't have a really like spiritual sexual experience. People feel too guilty about sex. But what the cards are saying is you're going to, if you can tap into your spiritual side, it will actually help you with your sexual side. So this is what can I, or how can I entice my lover? And you got the reverse magician card. So what that means is you have all the tools to do everything that you need to. You have all of the magic, but you're scattered. You haven't like picked up the sword or picked up the wand. You haven't made a choice. So, and part of that choice is just to choose to walk through that door to spirit and get in contact with your higher self and what you actually want. So then we'll go with your yes, no, maybe card, which is no, drain. This path will drain you of your resources. It will require a lot of energy to recover. And the card that came up as a clarifier was judgment. So the judgment card, especially in this is about a final decision or a wake up call. It's about paying attention to what's going on. So, whatever your question was, the answer, the way you kind of, the answer to the question that you posed is no, because it will drain you. But then the clarification is it looks like some of that experience might be like a karmic relationship or something that's there to teach you a lesson. And I mean, the lesson really is that you have the magic. That you have the magic, that you can make things move. It's really interesting because, wow, every one of your cards is a major arcana card. So that means that there's a lot of divine interaction that's happening. That's why this Door to Spirit card is coming in. So your spirit guides and the ascended masters, your ancestors, there are a lot of entities that want to help you with this experience because really your sexuality is a magic experience. Your life force, your chi, like really study like sexual magic and all of these things that you can do. You are coming into a time in your life and your sexuality when spirit is saying, okay, we're going to kind of help you on this more because there's a lot more power than what you're experiencing with your sexuality. So your information regarding your sexuality is that there is a lot of help for you. I would love to hear fully what's happening in your life and even like what you were talking about that was draining or how you kind of walked through that door to spirit. Love to hear more information and connect with you. And don't forget to subscribe and comment and like because I do reply to comments that are left. All right, so this is for the group of people that chose the R. So we have, how can I enhance my sex life? What do I need to know about my sexuality? What energy will spice up my sexuality? And how can I entice my lover? And then we have it also including a yes, no, and maybe card. And then if cards get zoomed in on, we'll pull a clarifier just like that. We'll pull a clarifier and then we'll read that clarifier when we get to that card. But sometimes the camera zooms in and we go back because that means that the energy of the people who are watching has changed regarding their question or regarding the information. And so that means the cards move along with it. As a human being, you are fluid, and the cards read the energy and they go in with the flow, basically. So when it comes to your sexuality, how can I enhance my sex life? We have the reverse devil. And the reverse devil is about leaving an abusive situation or leaving an addiction. So the way to enhance your sex life is to look around and say, okay, am I addicted to drama? Am I in a relationship with someone who just, I'm on an emotional roller coaster with them and the sex is really good, but then I feel, whatever emotion that comes after it. The way to enhance your sex life is to be honest with yourself and see what things are happening in your life, because you can even be the one who's abusing you in the abusive situation. So then what do I need to know about my sexuality? You have the reverse Four of Cups. That's about moving in a new direction or having a missed opportunity where you have the opportunity for a second chance. So with your sexuality, if you are, the majority of the people who are watching this are in a relationship and they're trying to figure out how to make that sexuality enhanced. And there are things that are happening in their sexuality that they're addicted to because they feel good, but they also don't enjoy the thing that they're addicted to. So that's how you enhance it. And then what you need to know about your sexuality is that you have the potential to go back to some of those situations and do them differently if that's what crosses your path, especially because Mercury is in retrograde right now. So then what energy will spice up my sexuality came up with the indecision card. So what that really means is if you are able to look at this goes back to the devil card where you have this plethora of things that you are addicted to, but you have the indecision of, do I want a good sex life or do I want to keep the sex life that I currently have? So then how can I entice my lover? We have the reverse Six of Pentacles. So that's it's about one-sided selfishness. So the way to really enhance your lover entice your lover, excuse me, is to start paying attention to what they want. Be more accommodating in the sexuality, because it looks very, especially like having the devil and having the indecision, you're kind of going back and forth on things and it's not always a really fun experience for them, to be honest. So the yes, no, maybe card, we got no, never, not now, not in the future, this door is locked to you. And the card that clarified that was the reverse King of Cups. So the reverse King of Cups is an abusive man, which manipulative, emotionally abusive, and that really goes back to that reverse devil card, which is like you're getting out of that situation. So that was clarified with the Nine of Cups. So this person that you asked the question about, they are not the most positive for you. They are not something that the cards really suggest that you even go down that path. And they're giving you a little bit of a feeling of, hey, there is hope. There's someone after this person that helps you make your wishes come true. So currently the relationship that you're looking at, because I don't feel like you're in the relationship with this person. I think that you currently aren't having a sexual relationship, and let's ask, is the watcher having sex with the person that they're thinking about? And then if it lands on the yellow, that's the ask a friend, and we do the yes, no, maybe deck. So I'm just going to shuffle that while that is moving. Okay, good. So we got the answer. So basically what the cards are saying is if you can really look at your life and figure out what you want and then communicate with the person who unfortunately might not be the person who you're currently with, Or maybe you're even looking at two lovers with the indecision. Maybe these are the two options, is one's abusive and one's going to make your dreams come true. But whoever you ask this question about, I feel it is more this person, because that pulled up right away. But then the cards wanted you to remember, or the energies wanted you to remember, that there is the Nine of Cups. You do have the option to have all of your dreams come true when it comes to your sexuality and your relationships. So I would love to hear more information from the people who chose the letter R about their sexuality. And then we will go ahead and pull what's in the box. I am using my intuition and my imagination to project this on the screen like I'm in a drive-through or drive-in movie theater, and you can see it too. And you're able to look at the screen, and if you close your eyes, you may see an outline of something, and you may see a color, you may have a feeling. So I'm going to go ahead and count down. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the thing in here was the word gentle. So if you saw a white square, if you saw a word, you're just starting to tap into what that potential is. So I look forward to seeing you again, and don't forget to like and subscribe.